Hi, my name is Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share my progress for the past week, as well as I'm going to talk about my fasting schedule since I've never shared that before on my channel. So on May 30th, I was 176.7, which is what I shared with you last week. And then on June 6th, last Saturday, I was at 175.7 pounds. So that's 1 pound down in the past week, as well as 0.3 pounds down from my previous low. So I hit a new low, so that's really exciting. And I'm also 0.7 pounds from my goal weight, which is 175. I'm 5'11". My starting weight was 209. So I'm getting really close, and that's really cool too. So I just wanted to share my fasting schedule with you. I do a 4-3 schedule, so I fast for 3 days of the week and I eat 4 days of the week. My eating days are Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and I fast Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we'll start with Sunday. So on Sundays, I usually start eating somewhere between like 7 and 8 in the morning, and then I will eat until about between 5 and 6 in the afternoon. And yeah, so I just kind of go by when I feel satisfied after I've eaten dinner. I heard this really great thought from someone, and I can't remember where it was, but they said, don't ever eat for future hunger. And I thought that was really, really a good thought, especially when you're a faster, because you know, you're going to be hungry at some point during your fast. It's just a given. Hunger will come, but it will also go. And so it doesn't make sense to keep eating just to store up for being hungry later, because either way it's going to come. And in fact, if you overeat, you're probably going to have a harder time fasting the next day. So just keep that in mind. And anyway, so then I'll start fasting through Monday. Monday is a fasting day, and I don't eat any calories on fasting days. I do 0 calorie. That just works better for me. I know a lot of people do the 500 calorie on their fasting days, and that really works well for some people. So you just have to see what works for you. I kind of feel like 0 calories is just simpler, so I never ever have to count calories, which I've done a whole video on. I just really don't enjoy counting calories. But also there are some added benefits to fasting for a longer period of time and being in that fasted state. So those are the reasons why I do 0 calorie. So then on Tuesday, I break my fast. After I do my little weight training routine, I just have some dumbbells that I do, a routine that I've kind of memorized that I enjoy. And then I'll break my fast after that. So it'll usually be about, anywhere between 6:30 and 7. Typically, I will break my fast on Tuesday. And then I will eat until about between 4 and 5 is kind of when I start my fast again. And I should also mention that when I start my fast, I use the Life Fasting app. I'll try to link that down below. I really like this app because it shows you what your body is doing at different times during your fast. Like when you hit ketosis and heavy ketosis, autophagy, and then later on there's more things if you go further than that. But I like that app. I've been using it since I started alternate day fasting back in September. So anyway, yeah, so I usually eat dinner early on the weekdays. My husband doesn't get home till later, and our kids start going to bed pretty early. So we just eat dinner early. That's just kind of what works for us. So I would say with my fasting schedule, I start eating early and I end eating kind of early. And for other people, they might work better on a later schedule, just depending on your life and what you like to do. So I would say that I usually eat somewhere between like a 9 and 10 hour eating window. But again, I'm not like super strict about that. I don't have like certain hours that I'm trying to keep. It's just like when I want to start and when I want to stop. And I've kind of worked out a rhythm that just works for me based on how I feel. So you'll just have to kind of do the same thing for you. Okay, so then Wednesday, I am fasting all day again, so nothing really to say about that. And then Thursday is kind of the same thing as Tuesday, same schedule, lifting weights in the morning, break my fast between like 6:30 and 7, eat until about 4 or 5. And generally when I start my fast, I really just don't have a lot of temptation to like eat again. I'm totally okay with just continuing on from there. I did have an experience last week that was kind of funny. My son on Wednesday brought home some cookies from his friend's mom, and they looked really good. They were warm and they just looked so good. They smelled good. I was fasting at the time, but I was like, okay, I'll just put these on the fridge and I'll have some tomorrow. But then the next day when I was eating, I totally forgot about them until I had started my fast. So I started my fast probably like 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that. And I remembered those cookies and I was like, dang it, I forgot to eat one. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just let myself have one. It was like 6 o'clock. And so I had already started my fast, but I'm like, I'm just gonna let myself eat a cookie. So I put it in my mouth, but it was just dry and crumbly, and like I spit it out and I like rinsed my mouth out because it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth restarting my fast at that point. So it's kind of funny, like things like that, how your brain works. But anyway, I would have been okay if I had enjoyed the cookie. I would have went ahead and just done it, but that rarely ever happens. It was just a weird moment, but I just wanted to share that. Anyway, so Friday, then I'm fasting all day again. Saturday, I will break my fast somewhere between like 7 and 8 in the morning. And then I will eat, this will be my longest day of eating. So I typically eat until about 9 o'clock or so at night on Saturdays. And the reason for that is just because I like to have a whole day where I'm just sort of, you know, I give myself a little more flexibility. We're usually doing something Saturday evening. We might go out to dinner. Or, you know, I like to maybe have a little bowl of ice cream with my husband after the kids go to bed. So I just kind of like to have that experience on Saturdays, and I allow myself to do that. So yeah, I will have like a 13 to 14 hour eating window on Saturdays. But again, it's not like set in stone. That's just kind of the rhythm that I've fallen into and that I enjoy. So, and then we start again on Sunday, and that's what I repeat over and over. And I have definitely made changes to those plans that I have mentioned in past videos, you know, where I have skipped a fast, or I've squished 2 days together, or this next coming week I'm going to be fasting Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll explain that next week in my next week's update. But yeah, so that is my typical schedule, and I just wanted to share that in case, you know, people were wondering, and I have had some questions on that. So there you go. And I also wanted to mention just one thing, and that is that your attitude in all of this is going to make a huge difference in not only your success, but how you feel about your whole fasting experience. So I just wanted to share a quick story. Last Wednesday, I was fasting and we went to swim at a friend's house, and he was nice enough to offer to get Chick-fil-A for our family. And I love Chick-fil-A. It's super good. I love a good Chick-fil-A sandwich, you know, and he asked me what I wanted, and I was like, oh no, thanks, nothing for me. I brought some food, which I had for my kids, but I wasn't eating it. You know, I didn't want to make it awkward. So he brought it back for the kids, and they all ate, and I just sat there sipping my water. And, you know, I think that if I would have thought, oh, poor me, I don't get to eat that, you know, like I'm just so oppressed sitting over here not eating Chick-fil-A while everyone else is enjoying it, then, you know, that would have ruined the other parts of the experience for me, which I was having fun swimming with my kids, and, you know, it was still a good time. So I was fine. Like, And in my mind, I was like, okay, I had Chick-fil-A like a week ago. I could get Chick-fil-A tomorrow if I wanted to, like it's not like it's this once in a lifetime opportunity where I'm hugely missing out. Like the moment passed and it was fine. And I think totally like the way that your mindset is in those experiences, instead of thinking of yourself maybe like as a victim, and as instead thinking of this is my choice and I'm doing this for me, and I could choose otherwise if I wanted to. In fact, I realized later, like the Chick-fil-A sandwich is only 480 calories. So technically I could have eaten the sandwich and it would have been like a 500 calorie fasting day. And maybe I would do that in the future, but in this moment, I chose not to, and that was completely fine. And I think taking that perspective and feeling empowered by your decisions is it's really important in anything that you do, to just feel like it's your choice and you're doing it for yourself and for the reasons that you've decided to do it. And so I just wanted to share that quick story, and I hope you guys found that helpful. And let me know if you have any questions about my fasting schedule or anything else. And thank you so much for watching and for being with me on this journey, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.